Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on this March 25th.
And this is 7 News Now, the quickest way to get the news that you need. And Jacob Durham is joining us right now for our first alert forecast. Jacob?
Yeah, certainly still pretty foggy out there in a lot of locations. Dense fog advisory extended an extra hour until 10 o'clock this morning because of scenes like this behind me. Now, the good news is we're beginning to see sunshine at times, but it's just very pesky fog. It just won't quite go away for us this morning. Temperatures are back into the low 60s out there for you this morning. So here's your extended dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock this morning. Vernon all the way down to the coastline. So still allow yourself a little extra time if you are heading out over the next hour or so. But we should see that improvement as we're heading closer to mid-morning. I expect us to more than likely probably do this all over again tomorrow morning as well. 64 in Oakdale to 65 in DeRidder, 66 here in the Lake area, 68. Good morning to you there in Sulphur. You're the warmest location, but certainly warming up to our west, back into the low 70s. We've got colder air off to the east, all in association with high pressure that is continuing to work its way into the region. With that being said, hourly forecast will take you to about a 10 to 15 mile per hour breeze through the afternoon and evening, tapering off as we head through the overnight hours. Now, Futurecast will show you as we go throughout the day, low 80s expected by the afternoon. We're going to continue to keep a close watch on this warmer trend that we'll be seeing as we're heading into Thursday and Friday as well. But we've got some changes on the way. Join me coming up on First Alert Weather Extra. That'll be at 10 o'clock this morning on our streaming platform. We're tracking a cold front and what it could mean for the weekend coming up at 10 o'clock on First Alert Weather Extra.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Police have now confirmed the human remains found near Vinton in January were those of Doug Crawford.
It's a tragic update to a story that we've been following for years, and here's what we know so far. Crawford went missing in March of 2021, and his family has been searching for him ever since. The 66-year-old was last seen near US 90, according to reports from law enforcement and family members. The remains were found in January in a wooded area near US 90 and Elsie Street. The investigation is ongoing as of this morning, and Crawford's family is still pleading for answers as they ask anyone with information about what may have happened to him to please come forward. And a teen girl is battling some serious injuries this morning after being hit by a vehicle earlier this week. State police confirmed that the 15-year-old girl was struck Monday afternoon on Highway 383 near Augustine Ranch Road. That's just west of Kinder, where troopers say that the girl had just checked her mailbox and was walking back across the street when she was hit. She was airlifted to a Baton Rouge hospital for treatment, and the incident remains under investigation. And over to Westlake now, where Mayor Hal McMillan has declared a state of emergency regarding structural instability at the National Golf Club of Louisiana clubhouse.
The declaration says a structural condition has been identified within the clubhouse, which presents an immediate risk of partial structural failure, posing a danger to public safety. It also warns the building could further deteriorate or collapse if the building isn't stabilized with the proper materials. 7 News obtained an audio recording from a January 29th meeting in which a city engineer said if posts and trusses aren't installed, parts of the second level could cave in.
I don't see where the city is going to have to put out money to fix something that should have been built correctly or built to standard or engineered to standard or all these things that should have happened in the beginning, but we got to get it fixed.
A city representative told 7 News that the state of emergency allows the city to bypass normal bidding rules to move faster on stabilization. The $6 million tax-funded clubhouse was built in 2021. The city of Lake Charles has announced that Millennium Park will be temporarily closed starting today to allow for planned improvements to the park.
The city council recently accepted bids for a project to replace the park's anti-fall surface, which will transition the current pour-in-place material to a turf surface. This will provide enhanced durability, improved maintenance, and greater longevity for park users. The closure is necessary to ensure the safety of the public while construction is underway. The project is expected to take approximately 4 weeks to complete, and city officials anticipate reopening Millennium Park by Friday, April 17th. And a fiery 18-wheeler crash is still under investigation as of this morning.
Check out this video from the early morning hours yesterday. The crash shut down I-10 eastbound in Iowa for much of the day. All lanes have been cleared and reopened at this time. And just a quick traffic note for your morning commute. The right-hand westbound lane of the I-10 Calcasieu River Bridge remains closed this morning. Traffic is expected to back up again today with only one westbound lane open on the bridge. Drivers may want to plan alternate routes or allot some extra time to reach your destination. The closure stems from an accident early Sunday morning where a bucket truck went through the railing and over the side of the bridge in a multi-vehicle crash. Crews are working to repair the concrete and guardrails of the bridge. A constitutional amendment could go before Louisiana voters next year if it makes it through the legislative session this year.
Senate Bill 123 would give state lawmakers the power to remove judges from the bench. Under the bill, a majority of the House and 2/3 of the Senate would have to approve the removal of a judge after an investigation of misconduct is done. This process would replace the current one involving the Judicial Commission, a group of 14 people appointed to look into judge misconduct and make recommendations to the state Supreme Court for possible discipline. Supporters of the proposal say it will help keep judges accountable when they drop the ball, but critics worry that the bill would remove important checks and balances.
We don't want to overstep our boundaries, but I do believe there has to be some accountability, and hopefully judges are going to start looking at these cases and see a pattern of escalation and keep these people off the streets.
If the legislature passes the bill and the governor signs it, the bill then requires your approval in a future election. And a new statewide effort to track sexual assault cases is moving towards the Senate floor. SB 92 would require district attorneys' offices to submit information through a statewide database that is monitored by state police. Supporters are hoping that this would improve accountability as cases move through the criminal justice process. And if it becomes law, the changes would take effect in August. And the new scam is making its rounds in Louisiana in the form of artificial intelligence-created images.
This scam involves text messages from unknown numbers claiming recipients have an outstanding traffic violation. Those messages claim recipients must pay the City of New Orleans Municipal Court's Traffic Division to clear it up. You've heard this story before, but now the messages include AI-generated images that look official. Carmen Millian with the Better Business Bureau says scammers are using artificial intelligence to manipulate images, making scams appear legitimate. She adds that fear and urgency are what get people to act fast with this scam.
They can clean up all the things that you normally notice, misspellings, pictures, that sort of thing. Fear is a really good motivating factor for people to be a victim of, or a potential victim of a scam.
Now, if you find yourself in a potential scam, you can always call your local law enforcement or the BBB. Officials also urge you to do your homework on these images, making sure they are legitimate before clicking on a link or scanning a QR code. If you're watching this live stream on your app or online, don't forget you can download 7 News straight to your Roku or smart TV.
Thanks so much for joining us. And now we'll send you back to Local News Live.